Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So for this reaction video I will do the Supreme. It's called the Supreme, and the video is 15 people who are having a worse day than you. Oh god, my day wasn't so bad, but let's see.
Someone is having a worse day than you.
I'm sorry for him.
No matter the low, there's probably someone living lower. That isn't meant to scare you, but to encourage and strengthen you by demonstrating the human spirit. We can endure a lot. To help you get through a particularly tough day, here are 15 people who are having a worse day than you.
Let's see.
To smash the like button, subscribe to the Supreme,
To my channel.
notification bell for more lit content. Let's get rolling.
Here's the Zeus.
Number 15. Slime eels. No matter how bad you think your day might be going, there's probably someone somewhere in the world who's having a rougher go at it than you. I know it can be hard to accept as accurate when caught up in the moment, but we here at the Supreme want to help remind you. Take the person who owns this car, for instance, who not only got into an accident, but also got the entire car covered in slimy and squirmy, slithery eels. As if the accident wasn't bad enough. It looks like a giant sneezed all over the car and the highway. Your day can't be that bad, right? If it is, don't worry, we've got more on the list.
Oh god.
In the Oregon pileup, 13 shipping containers full of varied sea creatures, mainly eels, were dumped onto the freeway, causing a 4-car pileup. The eels being transported were of a variety known as the slime eel, and rightfully so. When they feel threatened, they excrete a mucus slime that makes it difficult for its prey to move. They can make a ton of this stuff. Just one eel can fill a gallon bucket with slime in seconds. Now imagine 13 containers of the creatures, all of their alarms ringing, and the mucus starts flying. Just look at this stuff. Reminds me of the Ooze River flowing beneath the city in Ghostbusters 2. Not an inaccurate description either, considering the slimy tentacles thrashing about. Just need the pink dye. Number 14, Moscow Sewage Tanker. Before we even start this one, hats off and applause to anyone that has to deal with human waste. Thank you for handling these dirty jobs, where most will not. You're all heroes. As you can imagine, anything dealing with a bad day in sewage can't be good. Imagine you're the guy in this cab. You've just started your day. You click on the meter and ready to make some cash. You're sitting at a traffic light and the sewage tanker in front of you explodes, covering the entire front of your car in sewage. Chunky, smelly, brown, and green sewage all over your vehicle.
Disgusting.
If anything, it should make you want to
Sorry if I laugh,
be
but
behind any tanker from now on. Just as this guy is having a worse day than you. It could have been acid or something more dangerous too.
yeah, obviously.
It could have been an even worse day. The point is, you can always find someone going through similar or worse troubles than you. Where the hilarity makes us smile, it's human perseverance that makes all the difference. Number 13. The unluckiest man in the luckiest village.
Let's see.
Sodeto stands as one of the most unique villages in the world. It's the only place where an entire town has shared the winnings of a massive 100 million euro lottery. You heard that right. These villagers live together in relative peace and share the enormous wealth amongst each other.
Oh.
When the villager thrives, the village thrives. All except for one man. El Gordo lived in Sodeto village and was the only person in the entire village who opted not to contribute to the village pot. He was awarded 0 of the winnings. How do you think it would feel to be the one person in the entire village that isn't a millionaire? Talk about feeling left out. Not that these people are living the lavish lifestyle or anything. Aside from renovating their houses, they barely spend a dime. Even when they gamble, it's for coffee or drinks, never cash. For them, it was never about the money. It was about living. An exciting way of life, wouldn't you say? I'm dying to hear what our audience thinks about it. Strike up a conversation in the comments if you have something to say.
Which one would he choose?
Number 12. 41 hours in an elevator.
Oh.
Imagine being stuck in a tiny room. Only this room is suspended 40 stories into the air. I'm not claustrophobic, but watching this video, I find myself with my hand on my chest and gasping. I started to panic. Being stuck in an elevator is one thing, as it's actually resolved relatively quickly, but 41 hours trapped in a steel cage dangling stories above the earth is nothing short of a nightmare. Take a look at the video footage. He's bouncing off the walls as any sensible person would. No communication. The elevator alarm and radio made no noise but static. And worse off, he had no water and no food, except for a pack of Rolaids, which doesn't provide much of a meal. How does one relieve themselves when stuck for 41 hours? Do what you gotta do, I guess. He pried open the doors and urinated down the elevator shaft. He also hoped it would signal someone below that something was wrong. Aside from the echoed screams for help, he heard nothing but silence. 40 hours later, the emergency intercom crackled to life, asking if anyone was there. Suffering from hysteria,
Sorry, the elevator
he was rushed to the
has
hospital
the SOS button.
Arrived back at work, he found a note on his desk about all the issues that had gone wrong during his playing hooky. He was awarded a settlement from the building and continues to ride elevators to this day. Brave man.
Maybe the stairs.
Number 11. Leeds Festival, Pooh Girl. Festivals are notorious for their smelly, disgusting way of life for a few days. It's part of the allure and the fun. Sometimes it goes too far, where festivals are amazing experiences with like-minded people into the same music, screaming their favorite songs together. They can also turn into horror stories, from seeing your favorite artist singing your favorite song to walking amongst unidentified brown stuff. The festival experience widely ranges. Today, Pooh Girl is more of a meme and hearsay, but the original Pooh Girl in 2009 started it all. Poor Charlotte Taylor swung around after using the loo to have her handbag fall into the murky depths of a porta potty. It had her phone, her ID, her ticket, all the essentials. She was stranded without it. There was only one thing that she could do. The purse was so deep, she was forced to reach deeper until her shoulders wedged into the hole. Now she's stuck with no way to free herself, save for screaming for help. Of course, firefighters arrived to find Charlotte shoulder deep in festival sewage. After that, any incident of poo at festivals led to Pooh Girl references.
Poor girl.
Number 10. Lightning strike survivors. Lightning strikes aren't as cut and dry as you might think. In fact, there are 5 different ways in which a human can be struck by lightning, each of them with varying percentages of likelihood. The least likely, most deadly, is the direct strike, when the person becomes part of the main discharge channel. Other strikes in order of least to greatest likelihood are the side flash, the ground current, conductions, and streamers. I won't go into the details of them all, just know they can all be deadly. The person and subjective circumstances in which the strikes occur.
He's the luckiest
the
one
Death and
that
injury
he can
aren't the only things attributed to lightning strikes. Magical things like
tell us.
out-of-body experiences have also been known to occur after a hit. Think of the recent film Doctor Strange, when the soul was knocked away from the shell that is the body. Occurrences like this have been happening for a far greater time than when the movie was made, so it's not some copycat idea that's been floating around the internet. Out-of-body experiences, where you can view your body and happenings from third person, has been a science explored since ancient times. Monks can do it on command today in some of the traditional temples,
Oh God.
still scattered about China. No matter your beliefs on the subject, getting struck by lightning never results in a good thing. An experience of another dimension, perhaps, but you still have to return that to the smoking shell, lying in the corner over there. Number 9. When tires attack. Look, I watched this video 10 times and laughed each and every time, and I'd seen it before. When my laughter isn't conveying in my discomfort and pain and the whole thing, it's a way to deal with stress, so don't fret. I'm not a crazy person that just laughs every time someone gets injured. You
A free
watch the
tire.
video before you judge. As unfunny as this, the odds are so incredibly slim, it feels unreal. We see just how dangerous a car accident or improper car maintenance
Yeah,
can
this
be
is
for
true.
rando pedestrians. Like stray bullets, these things are whipping around populated areas. I'm not kidding. Look at the speed and destruction they can cause. It can bounce off a car, keep rolling, burst through the closed door of a hotel conference room, and knock over the helpless guy trying to get a coffee at the refreshment table, as it did here. Even with all obstacles to slow it down, it still made a mess of the conference room. If it hadn't released all of its energy before bursting through that conference hall and taking out poor refreshment guy, it might have killed him. Number 8. Don't mess with the pizza guy. The internet can be ruthless. It can also be inspiring. When people come together to defend against poor and crappy behavior, it's always good, especially when the entire thing gets caught on video. It starts with scummy people ordering pizza. The delivery guy doing his job, delivers the pizza and is handed the money. He leaves. On his stroll back to work, he gets a call from his manager of complaints from the last delivery. Pooled together, a $7 tip was assumed received by the delivery guy. This is where things get interesting. The pizza guy returns and hands the money back. The manager strikes up a conversation about leaving without giving them their change. When he tried to explain himself, it became hostile. The customers cursed and berated him, so he just left without the money in peace. The internet responded in kind, bombing their Yelp and Google review sites with horrible reviews and links to the video. Some are quoted saying, if you want to get a car and get treated like trash while doing so, head on over. They were brutal, and rightfully so. When we band together, we can change the world. The owner has recently come out and apologized for his behavior. Number 7. Fenton.
Oh.
Fenton is the most famous dog in Britain.
Oh, why?
On the internet in the past 5 years, make sure you check
I
out
was
the original
on the
video
internet,
for
but
this hilarious escapade. What is seen in the video is a herd of deer running through an open field and toward a busy highway in the distance. Moments later, a man, still a long way from catching the herd, emerges chanting, "Fenton, Fenton, Fenton." Needless to say, it becomes an internet sensation and meme fodder since. What makes it so funny? Well, his dog Fenton is herding the deer towards the street. Now, I don't blame the dog, a big old pack of deer. That'd be a blast to chase as a canine. Looks like Fenton couldn't resist either. All hilarity aside, imagine you are Fenton's owner at the moment. Your dog has just herded deer towards oncoming traffic. For anyone who doesn't know, hitting a deer with your car is no small thing. These ruin your engine.
they're huge.
There's a lot of danger from a deer accident, let alone an entire herd crossing a busy street, all at the fault of your lovable companion. Lucky for the owner, all the deer and Fenton, they passed with no problems.
Thank God.
Continue to give chase. Number 6. The leaping leaf. Ever heard of the leaf ruling? If you don't follow golf, you probably haven't. The leaf ruling says losing a ball in an accumulation of leaves requires a stroke, but it is subject to local course rule. It's rare. In fact, this is the first time I've ever heard of it actually being employed in high-level competition. In this pro golfer's unlucky day, but you can't help but laugh at the irony, they called leaf rule on his shot because of how much one leaf covered the ball's surface. It gave him a stroke. Where some people were upset with the ruling, I was upset that I had just watched a group of adults stare at a ball and a leaf for 2 minutes. I get rules and everything, but come on, people. Nature is part of the game. You don't see them going and sucking up a pond because he hit the water. The contradiction almost hurts as you sit and stare at the uniforms who have experience in this department enter the scene to make the critical call. Number 5. Randy Johnson's fastball. The famous Randy Johnson was known to throw heaters that could reach heights of 103 miles per hour. He was a legendary pitcher, was entered the Hall of Fame. Where some remember his no-hitters, others remember the infamous
I think that many hated him.
It was
Yeah.
a spring training game, and Randy was pitching well. The heater is called. Here it goes, but it never makes the catcher's mitt. In what is an incredible display of chance, a dove enters the pitcher's path, and just at the right time, wrong time, takes a fully heated 100-mile-per-hour Randy Johnson fastball to its body. When people said that the bird went poof, they were talking about some magic trick. The pitch might have defeathered the poor dove entirely. In a spectacular explosion of white feathers, you can see everyone's
Oh
delayed
my
reaction after it
god.
happened on the video.
Okay, the
After
body
letting the
felt
moment sink in for a
apart.
moment, you know? In addition to his incredible career of 10.61 strikeouts per 9-inning average, the highest mark ever, his 475 strikeouts, second only to Nolan Ryan, and the 303 career wins, Randy Johnson is also on the books for the only pitcher to kill a bird with his pitches. Excellent work, Randy. Your legend will always precede you. Number 4, Pizza Pile-Up. As appetizing as this might sound, I assure you it's anything but. 10,000 pizzas were harmed in the making of this video and are nothing to laugh at. Those precious pepperonis, that delicious cheese. Kidding aside, that's what you get when a city truck full of pizzas jackknifes on a freeway.
Free pizza.
The cargo load bursts open, sending frozen pizzas flying across 4 lanes. They had to shut down the highway for cleanup. What you see here is a bulldozer scooping up all of the pizzas with its large scoop.
Oh my
What you don't
god.
see is the open trucks nearby where he's been loading them. What's that guy with a broom doing out there? I bet he saw the wreck, pretended to be a worker, and tried to score some pizza. I sure would. Who wouldn't?
I told you,
Now,
free pizza.
Some people don't like pizza out there, and the joke is lost on them. But for
I
the
like
rest of us,
pizza.
this is a tragedy. Why?
Yeah, it's a tragedy.
Number 3, warehouse falls like dominoes.
My
Anyone
god.
ever work in a warehouse? Better yet, anyone ever drive?
I haven't worked,
If you have, you
but
know
I
those
have
first
seen
days of
many
training can be
videos.
scary. For those who don't understand, forklifts offer people a lot of power, as in muscle. With a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility. Take a warehouse, for instance, where a simple misstep can cause a pallet to come crashing down on you or a coworker's head. It's a scary thing at first. Here's a perfect example of why. A worker doing his job or trying to causes an accident, as all humans can. His accident was a little more extreme, but hey, it could happen to any of us, right? I'll let the video do most of the talking.
Oh
Imagine the
my,
feeling of a
oh
dread
my
that might
god.
wash over you. As you can see, it's not a pretty sight. As if it was a cartoon,
You're
the
fired.
shells keep falling and falling like dominoes. I
Oh
can
my
only
god,
imagine as
really?
this guy digs his way out of the piles of boxes, dusts himself off, and takes a look around the room to find his coworkers encircling him and staring. Number 2, Frano Selak. Frano Selak is widely known as the luckiest, unluckiest man alive.
Oh,
What
lucky,
in the
unlucky.
world does that mean? Well, it's simple. He was subjected to extremely unlikely and unlucky situations that ended in equally as unbelievable and lucky results. Confusing? I know.
Yeah.
But Frano, my man, your story is darn incredible. In 1962, Frano was aboard a train that
I wasn't
plunged into
born.
an icy river. The water was submerged just behind his seat. 1 year later, he was sucked out of an airplane and fell thousands of feet to the earth. He landed on a haystack that cushioned his fall. In 1970,
Sorry, what?
he was in an automobile accident where his car caught fire.
Somebody wants him dead.
His car exploded. It happened again in 1973. His incredible story has been the subject of new Doritos sweepstakes advertisements. Still, it doesn't take away from these truths of Frano Selak. His story has been seen internationally, appearing in the news, magazines, and as a face for memes.
If he was on YouTube, he will be very famous.
As much a mystery to anyone. Number 1, drunk guy walkie-talkie. We've all had that friend, the drunk guy who can't see what's right in front of him, let alone speak in coherent sentences. This guy is taking it to whole new levels. Speaking gibberish, check. Smells like a liquor bottle, check. Can't see what's right in front of him, check. Breathalyzer, not needed. As if you couldn't tell, this guy is wasted. Even before he starts using the idea of a walkie-talkie as a straw for a breathalyzer to prove his innocence, you know? What's better
Oh my
is
God.
security's response in calling him a muppet and a pest, which may or may not have been added to my vocabulary after watching this. Apparently, it's not the first time someone has fallen for this trick. Security doesn't have breathalyzers. Ever
So
heard
you are
that line?
dead
If you
drunk.
can't find a fool in the room, the fool might be you. Well, we all
Oh
have
my
good
God.
days and bad days.
Yeah,
The truth of the
obviously.
matter is we can only compare with what we have experienced.
But anyway, this is all for today's video. If you enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video because I do free content for you, and the most important, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.